Right back with you on the late edition. Mpumalanga ANC chairperson Mandla Ndlovu has called on party members to build stronger branches and campaign for a decisive victory ahead of the 2026 local government elections. He says the ANC has learned from the loss of votes from the 2024 national election when the party's support plunged to just over 51%. The chairperson delivered closing remarks at the party's Provincial General Council held in Mbombela. ANC Mpumalanga Secretary Muzi Chirwa joins us now for more on that conversation. Good to have you, sir, and thank you very much for coming on. What are these lessons that Mpumalanga ANC has learned that they will do differently in 2026?
Good evening, Thabo, and viewers of the channel. Thank you very much. We have convened our Provincial General Council of the ANC in the province in terms of Rule 18 of the ANC Constitution under the theme of deepening organizational renewal and advance the vision of the Freedom Charter. So it gave us an opportunity to reflect more especially following our 2024 setback in the last year election. However, we have also looked into the ways in which we have improved since that setback, judged by the number of by-elections that we contested as the African National Congress. Of the 16 by-elections, we were able to win 13 of those by-elections. So it means that we are doing very well. However, our PGC attempted also to look at the issue of what makes our people to be so much concerned in such that we lost electoral support. We identified issues of delivery of sustainable services to our people and also addressing the issue of unemployment, which is affecting mostly young people, youth, and women. So in terms of the issues of service delivery, we looked at all the municipalities and made an assessment of each of those municipalities. And the ANCPC has also undertaken visit to these municipalities April this year as well as August. Yeah. And our findings were also presented to the Provincial General Council and also the resolutions that were taken by the legislature and governance regarding to that. But of importance, we have decided to prioritize the issue of addressing the challenges of water supply in all the 17 local municipalities and make sure that also attempts are made where there are no sources of water, and we're able to provide sources of water to our people. That has been very much important. But along that issue of water infrastructure, which we have made a call to all the municipalities in the province to implement the ANC National Action Plan, which calls for all our deployees to work in response to these challenges.
All right. Let's talk a little bit about that question of infrastructure. I mean, one of the challenges, biggest issues, especially in Mpumalanga, in terms of my recollection, is the construction mafias that are a big challenge to infrastructure builds that need to take place in the province. Now, you are coming out and you say we're going to deal decisively with rogue forums as a matter of urgency. Talk to me about like concrete steps that you're saying these will be a way of dealing decisively with these elements.
You are correct. The construction mafia are individuals in the main who are trying to make an effort of making a living out of any project that is ensuing in any municipality. So the approach that we have taken is that there must be also engagement through the strengthening of the municipalities' local economic development units, wherein these individuals who are residents, most of them of this province, should, wherever possible, participate in these structures that deals about the issues of the economy. We must find a way of engaging them through various local municipalities. In an event such an effort fails, we must move forward to make sure that the law enforcement agencies, they take a place and they make sure that they defend the state, because whatever we do regarding the infrastructure, the implementation, if there are disruption, people who come there and stop projects, it is an interference in as far as we are concerned regarding the state capacity to deliver services to our people. Hence, raising concerns from the people to say, we don't see government led by the ANC delivering. But hence, on the other hand, there are individuals alongside who are disrupting us. So there's two approaches. One, of engaging them so that they be part and parcel of the formal part of procurement processes. Whether they talk about the 30% take-off, that must be done in a very formal way and also in a very lawful way.
I wanted to come to that, because I know you're saying these are individuals who must participate, but there are others who will present to you and say these are not just mere individuals. These are individuals, others might say, that are even in the organization, the ANC, because they come with the ANC policy of 30% localization, and they say this is what we are enforcing. And in most instances, they also have political protection in what they are doing.
That's why I'm putting it in that fashion, to say they are members, they are individuals, meaning members of communities. Hence, their takeoff was to say they wanted to be supported in terms of economic empowerment. However, in the process, some of them, they implemented some of the ways that are illegal. That's why I was saying they must be engaged, so that anything that is done around any other project that is taking place around the province, it takes place around the issue of local economic development structures, because those are formal structures wherein those who are in businesses, they do pass paid. Yeah. If there are people, individuals who want to do things outside the legislation, then we're saying the law, through all the law enforcement agencies, they must come into the form and defend the state in making sure that the state is also having the necessary capacity to deliver the services that our people so demand.
Now, Mr. Chirwa, do you firstly foresee a situation where you are unable, when I'm saying you, I'm talking the ANC, to convince the SACP to review its stance on going at it alone? Do you foresee a situation where you will be unable to? If you are foreseeing such a situation, do you think this will have any impact on how you will perform as the ANC in the province?
The Secretary General of the ANC, Comrade Fikile Mbalula, yesterday in the Provincial General Council, acutely explained this matter of the South African Communist Party, which we said also in the province, we do respect their decision, but the manner of which it must be implemented, it will be clarified by the upcoming National Executive Committee. We may not want to get into the situation wherein we preempt what the National Executive Committee will say. Ourselves here in the province, we've been working very well with the South African Communist Party, led by Comrade Mbuyane. Up until such time, we had this resolution. We are still working very well, but that resolution, we know if it will take place, it would cause a parallel contestation on the election. We'll await for the NEC to give guidance and the marching orders regarding that.
And as far as building stronger branches, the question of empowering branches with human resources, I mean, it's the human resource element that sometimes they say is responsible for gatekeeping, vote buying, and so on and so forth. So how do you plan to intervene and interject, so to speak, in those unsavory behaviors?
Of course, judged by the fact that we're able to sit 3 consecutive regional conferences that offer Tanzania first, followed by Hertzbande and also Nkangala region. There were also elements that wanted to thwart the process of renewal. We are heavily relying on the renewal of the processes of the African National Congress. Since we started last year, 2024, we have trained a number of structures of the ANC, including our branch members. It has assisted us a lot to train those comrades on the values of the ANC, the history of the ANC. When you convene these BGMs, you are able now to get comrades who are having clearer understanding of the vision and the values of the ANC. So that is what we will be doing. And this PGC has reaffirmed the political education as central to the building of the movement, ensuring that we also build ethical and moral leaders and members alike. So it's very much important. that. And of course, as Mpumalanga province, we are happy about the progress that we've made thus far. Just by the manner in which this PGC has achieved internal stability, it means we are gradually outgrowing challenges of division, challenges of infighting, and the challenges of comrades who may want to disrupt events of the ANC.
Yeah. What would you say to those who look at the ANC today, even in your province, and they say the renewal narrative is just really sloganeering, is not really happening on the ground?
Ourselves as a Mpumalanga province, for sure, the ANC in the country, the ANC, we have adopted the renewal as a strategy. Strategy that means it's a base upon which we build all programs that are intended to rebuild and to strengthen the ANC. Remember, the ANC is not existing on air or nowhere. It exists in communities. Within this strategy of renewal, there is also a strong element of community participation and community involvement, and leading community in resolving community challenges around service delivery through our known Litsima campaigns and a variety of other programs. So it's very much important and critical that also under renewal, we don't only talk about renewing the ANC itself, we also talk about all the sectors that we engage on from time to time, be it Amakosi, our traditional leaders, be it religious leaders. Of course, as you look into our PGC, it has been just a very broad meeting that included also Amakosi, leadership involved in transport, Santako, religious leaders, Abafundis, they were there, and other stakeholders, including the University of Mpumalanga. It shows a very great commitment from the Provincial Executive Committee and the leadership of the ANC to try to strengthen its hand and its hold in ensuring that the society itself is also renewed.
Muzi, I appreciate your time. Let's leave it there. That's Muzi Chirwa. He's the Provincial Secretary of the ANC there on their Provincial General Council that set this past weekend. What's making news and headlines here on the late edition when we continue next. Stay with us.